After arriving at the training ground, my daughter and I were doing warm-up exercises together to prepare for the upcoming training. The Silver Dragon Queen has also changed into sportswear and wants to join us. At this moment, she proposed to have a running competition with me, and I readily agreed. During the competition, I noticed that the Silver Dragon Queen's speed was getting faster and faster, but I didn't want to lose to her. Finally, can I win this competition? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Loud slogans came from the training ground. Leon and Muin have changed into sportswear and arrived at the training ground. They are currently doing warm-up exercises. Leon showed Muin warm-up exercises while saying slogans. While observing Leon's movements, Muin stretched out her hand and tried to stretch her body. Although it was a bit difficult for her to do warm-up exercises due to her height, she still tried to keep up with Leon's speed. At this moment, Muin posed a question to Leon. "Dad, why do we have to do this?" Leon changed to another warm-up movement. He puts his right hand on his left and turns to his left, gently stretching his body. He explains to Muin the reason for the warm-up exercise. It is important to warm up before exercising. Stretching can help the body relax, increase flexibility, and reduce the risk of injury during exercise. Muin also followed Leon to perform another warm-up movement. She closed her eyes and tried to do warm-up exercises. She answered Leon, I know. Count me in." At this moment, Rossa adjusted her gloves and walked over from not far away. She also wants to join their running training. She changed out of her usual clothes. She was wearing a white sports vest on her upper body, a blue sports pants on her lower body, and a pair of shoes suitable for sports on her feet. For the convenience of exercise, she also tied her hair into a high ponytail. Her sportswear looks very lightweight. Behind her, the head-maid Anna quietly followed. Seeing that Rossa had also arrived at the training ground, Muin felt very happy. She gently clenched her fist and looked at Rossa with hopeful eyes. "Yeah, does Mom also want to run with us?" Rossa walked up to Muin and slightly bent down. She placed one hand on her waist and reached out the other hand to gently touch Muin's head. She said to Muin with a smile, "That's right. Muin, give it your best. Mom won't go easy on you." Muin lifted his head and answered Rossa with a cheerful tone. "Okay, Muin won't go easy on Mom too." However, Leon, who was standing not far away, frowned lightly and gave a skeptical expression. Leon seemed dubious as to whether or not Rossa's body would be able to do the exercise properly. He lifted his head and said to Rossa, "You stay in the office every day and don't exercise much. Don't sprain your ankle." However, Rossa didn't care about what Leon said. She opened her arms and showed a relaxed smile, seeming very confident in this running training. Remembering her last duel with Leon in the training grounds, she teased Leon. "Looking back on the last duel, I still won. Upon hearing Roswitha's provocation towards him, Leon became a little angry. He crossed his hands in front of his chest and showed an unhappy expression. He was dissatisfied with the words spoken by Roswitha. "No, you narrowly won. I haven't put in my full effort yet." Roswitha lightly mocked him a few times and said to him, "If you're not satisfied, we'll have another fight." Upon hearing that Leon and Roswitha were about to have another fight, Muin felt extremely excited. She still vividly remembers the scene from the last time they were on the training ground. She wants to see them fighting again. She raised her hand and excitedly said to them, "Yeah, Dad and Mom have another fight." At this moment, Leon quickly walked over to Muin and crouched down. He reached out and covered Muin's mouth. Kids shouldn't go around talking about violence and killing. He doesn't seem to want to fight with Roswitha anymore. Recalling the last time, his distraction led to his defeat to Roswitha. This makes him feel uncomfortable. He was unwilling to share such an embarrassing matter that would make him lose face with Muin. Muin didn't understand what Leon was saying. Since both he and Roswitha are very powerful, he can also win Roswitha. She tilted her head gently, looked at Leon, and asked innocently, "Why? Can't Dad defeat Mom?" Muin's words surprised Leon a bit, to the point where he couldn't come up with a suitable answer to answer her at once. He didn't expect that she had a vague feeling that his strength was not as good as that of Roswitha. He silently said in his heart, "How did she learn to destroy someone mentally at such a young age?" Leon will never admit that his strength will be lost to Roswitha. He frowned and closed his eyes, speaking nervously. "How is that possible?" "That's because Dad don't want to hurt Mom and let her go." At this point, Roswitha drew a straight line in the sand with her tail for the starting line. Standing next to them, she could clearly hear the conversation between Leon and Muin. She turned her head to look at Leon and said to him, "You still don't want to admit it. How about we compare who can run longer now?" Upon hearing the challenge posed by Roswitha, Leon quickly stood up. He clenched his right fist and hit the palm of his left hand, expressing his determination to win. Since Roswitha has said so, he has no intention of refusing. He furrowed his brow gently and looked at Roswitha with a firm gaze, readily agreeing to her. "Okay, it's still unclear who would win in an endurance contest." Leon, Roswitha, and Muin all walked up to the starting line. Leon started warming up again to make final preparations for the upcoming running competition. Roswitha looked ahead with great confidence, seemingly not worried about the upcoming game. Muin stood in front of Leon and Roswitha. She clenched her fists tightly and placed them on both sides of her body, firmly looking forward. Her aura doesn't seem to be inferior to theirs either. She said to them, "Muin won't lose either." After everyone was ready, Leon, Roswitha, and Muin gently bent down and made the starting motion. Anna, standing beside the starting line, calmly raised her hand and said to them, "Ready. Go." With Anna's command, they all quickly ran out for a long distance. In an instant, a large cloud of dust rose up from the training ground. The one running at the forefront is mooing. She happily opened her hands and ran on the track with a light and agile pace. Leon and Rossa were running behind her. Leon ran while observing the long tail of Rossa. He thought that her long and heavy tail would definitely affect her running posture. He put on a mocking smile and said to her, "Doesn't your tail hinder you while running?" Rossa is not worried at all about the situation that Leon mentioned. She ran on the sandy path with a very relaxed running posture, looking effortless at all. She turned her head with a confident expression and answered his question. The tail can maintain balance, which is something you cannot envy. From above, it was clear that Muin had already opened up a considerable distance between herself and the two runners trailing behind. Leon and Rossa kept pace at their own steady speed. Remembering the excuse she had fabricated for Leon's lack of a tail, Rossa helped but tease him. "You can also expose your tail." Leon understood what Rossa meant by what she said. He turned his head, stared closely ahead, and slowly increased his speed. He confidently said to Rossa, "Humph, I can beat you without a tail."
Hi, Pineapple has a good news to tell you. My app LoloBun can now be downloaded on the App Store and Google Play. You can search for LoloBun Light Novel in the search bar to find the app. After downloading the app, you can read our exclusive novels and comics more easily on your mobile phone. If you are interested, you can download LoloBun from the App Store and Google Play.